What's going on, Predator Page? This is Alex Lexus, the ZX Ninja. Alright, I am here with another video. I did take some feedback from some of you guys, and I'm just going to split certain things up and not mix videos. So, because I did the Tartaruga helmet and the pitbull stand video combined because I was kind of behind on content. So, you know, I took it. You know, I'm very constructive. As long as you're nice about it. There was some guy being a jackass on the channel, and I was just like, okay, I heard what he said and then blocked him. I don't play that. But in any case, I wanted to let you know this is the beginning of a upgrade project. Now, I went ahead and got a BikeMaster heated grip kit for my Zx14r. Right now, the reason why I'm going to, you know, start logging the progress on this is because I do ride when it's cold. And the last time you guys saw us riding on New Year's Day, that wasn't fun. My hands were freezing. I mean, it was a warm day, but how can I say? It just later on I was kind of feeling it. And then when you're getting into your late 30s like me, the last thing you want to do is like subject yourself to any issues like joint wise. So, you know, Predators do get a little old. But in any case, what I do want to do is a visual inspection. So these are the OEM stock grips. I'm planning on keeping them, so I might have to go through the extra step of taking the bar ends and rolling them off. I did see a video from the UK where they show like a hairspray technique where taking the screwdriver and like hairspray and spraying all in there. You can actually roll it forward to take it out. Same thing on this side. And the difference between, you know, the throttle, you actually have that gray piece in there that sits in the housing where, you know, it does the throttle assembly is. So I mean, it could be easy. I could slice it and then just take it off, but I do like the look. And if I don't want these, or if I want to take the heated grips off, I can always revert back to stock. But we'll just do the unboxing first. So I was supposed to go with the Oxford kit, but I don't know. It's a nice day out. It's about 40 degrees. It's January 20th. And I'm one of those guys, like, I'm like a kid. I can't wait. So, let's see. I'm going to open this up, do a quick unboxing, just to make sure I got the appropriate one. Now, I got this off Amazon. And I did try to make sure that it was a fit for the 14. Alright, so always make sure you do your inventory with this. So we got the glue. Right. Looks like I'm going to use that assembly, because one thing that I did see, I don't have a lot of space or play to mess with putting it here, so I might put it in the middle down here. I don't want anything on the sides if I can help it, like on the side fairing. I've seen people put it there, but yeah, we'll figure out where to put it, but more than likely it's going right here. I do already have Velcro in that section, but let's see. These look a bit short. But let's see. I don't think it tells you what side you have. Man, everything was already freaking connected? Wait, what the heck? I don't think that's right. But let's make sure we have what we need. I don't know what the hell this is. Okay. I guess that's some sort of magnet. The mounting tabs for the controller. Yeah, like here, I think you could take these off and put that on. It has the 3M tape, so you could stick that on here. Alright, so let's see. 1 second. Alright folks, we're back. Now, I went ahead and disconnected this right here. So, yeah, if I were to try to put the controller up there, if I had that bracket, I would just put it right in here. I probably have to make one. But, yeah, this would be the ideal point to stick that in. I know Oxford has that very bracket. I might just wait. But, yeah, more than likely, I'll probably go in here. It looks a little more stealth in there, so we'll see. But got this kit. It'll definitely run to the end of the bike, and it has a fuse relay in there. I would highly recommend that. Alright, you can ground it to the frame of the bike and stick this to the ignition for the fuse, you know, so that it doesn't kill your battery. Next, taking a look at what's what. Now, I know on the ZX14, the throttle side has a lip on the inside that this doesn't have. I'm actually going to carve that in so I can just plop it into place. So you'll be able to tell the difference between the throttle and shift side, because the throttle side is going to be bigger, as you can see right here. And that's to compensate for the gray tube. So the grip feels nice though. Feels really good, sticky, you know. Part of my dry hands, I showered recently. So yeah, I think this is gonna be an easy install. So we'll see where we are at with it. But you want to make sure you have your left, your right, the power terminal, and what you want to do. I have a loose battery that I can plug this up to, and just to make sure that it's working. And then once I get these in place, I am going to follow the existing wires, like from the brake line. Yeah, I think I'll just stick it in the front or so. Let's take a look over here. Yeah, just zip tie it to the brake line. They didn't supply me with zip ties, those bastards. Alright, so I think it's gonna go in there. I don't want to go through like extra issues and any problems. So when I come back, I'm gonna at least do the clutch side and see where we're at. All right, folks. At the next part, this is phase 2. Now I'm doing it in a different order that you've probably seen on like YouTube in general. But what I did was I went to get one of my spare batteries. I put the assembly doesn't come with a head for the positive terminal, but what I'm trying to do is make sure that the device works. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure. I'm doing this with one hand, so bear with me, because there's just a lot of pieces, and I mean it's a one-man job, but I need to get the brain bucket for this camera. All right, so what I did, I had to kind of strip the positive and make it like a little hook, just for testing purposes only. All right, so put this in here, get a good grip on it. Now you come to the unit, it's sliding up. All right, so right now I have it hooked to my throttle side. Okay, now I'm gonna put the heat up. I'm wondering if it's not enough juice in the battery. Let's see. Just trying to test this thingy out. Alright, so I'm gonna hit this. Do I hold it? Gotta test to see if this. I'm thinking it's just the battery's a little low. So it looks like the terminal does work, but I'm gonna go ahead and put that to the back of the battery through the ignition, and make sure I get at least a base wiring set up to the front, and then work on the harder parts. Now also, I might have to break this up into a segment because this broke off as I was trying to take the dang on bar ends off. So as long as you have power to the terminal, looks like this is in good shape. You put that down first, run it to the front of the bike, and you'll be set. Right, folks, getting a little chilly, but making progress. So I've already grounded the grip here, or the negative terminal. Now it's actually pretty interesting because I could run it. I'm gonna take the side fairing off and run this adapter through the front. This is probably like this should go first. Do this first and then you close up the bike. As far as the rear is concerned. But what I'm trying to figure out is if I want it to go to my brake fuse, or do I want it to go to like my ABS or something, which always turns on, you know. So I went to seek something on like a one of the other videos in the forums, but that's kind of where I am with it. You can actually tap it through the back, or you could kind of, if you want to be like ghetto with it, you can wrap it around like your ABS if you have, and try it from there. But I had to take out my my light and run this in here. I'm gonna tuck it really tight. It's gonna be a nice fit. And then you take off the side panel, and this will end up right around here, and that's where this will take the rest of the slack. So it's just to kind of give you like a positioning setup for it. So I'll be back once I get the side fairing off and then I close this section up. Alright folks, a little snafu. In the midst of trying to take this out, the damn tab broke. I'm pissed off, man. And it's like lodged in there too. Yeah, that pissed me off. I know Kawasaki made it so that you shouldn't be getting into the fairings unless you have good reason, but come on. Yeah, I'm pissed. Broke the damn tab off. I could fix it, but sheesh. Make it a little easier, Kawasaki. What the fuck? Like, I don't know. Sorry for my language. Well, I'm not monetized anymore, so why does it matter? But I have everything ran. I haven't powered it yet, but this is not the hardest part yet. So I have everything running through here. Now there's a brace that you like. The controller, I'm already running it through the front. You can, let me see if I can get you to see it. I'm going to take that off and run the controller underneath it and have it stay there so that it's out of the way. And then I have the nodes sticking out right here. So once I close the bike up, then I'll get to the crappy part of doing the grips. But yeah, that was a minor snafu. I don't know, freaking Kawasaki, man. Like that gotta make it easier to get into this stuff, you know. But yeah, it's, I don't know, probably put that sound effect in there. But yeah, I'm gonna close this up and start working on the grips. All right, so now where I am at in the process, the bike is closed up. I managed to repair that tab, and I got everything pretty much. Oh, I gotta put my Easy Pass back on before I forget. I usually keep mine right up here. All right. One thing I noticed with my Easy Pass, sometimes it doesn't read, but you would think it's like right there. Lola had no problem. I put it on the same side on my ZX10. Used to read the toll, but it is what it is. But back to this. I don't know if you guys can see, but that bracket, I ran the controller in there to remain secure, so I have the left and right. I'm gonna see how I can get this situated because it's kind of tight. I'll get it. I think I have enough play, and make sure you have enough slack once you get in there. Now, the clutch side is the easier one to do, but like I said, this broke off. I'm trying to find another one, another Allen key that's not going to strip it, you know. But that's kind of where I am in the process. I'm going to try and get this off. I got to find where my key set is, but yeah. Once I get that, for the most part, I got the more important pieces in. You know, I'm gonna get this thing powered first, just to make sure. I don't know if the ABS stays on all the time. Oh, I had the hazards on. Turn that off. So I'm gonna get that checked, but yeah. Yeah, just gotta figure out which one to route it to. I'll probably just make an extension, run it to the brake like I do with my other bikes. You know, so that's where I am in the process. And then we'll be back. Alright folks, here it is. Grounded the negative. I ran the positive to the brake light. So I kind of wrapped it, but it's ghetto for now. But I'm gonna T-tap it underneath the fuse relay. But now we're gonna pass the key on the bike, and you'll see that that thing turns on. I like how it does that too. Hold on. Got that Knight Rider thing going on. Ooh, love it. So all right, so I'm gonna be coming back, and it kind of like has that intelligent closing, but I know the Oxford turns off. But this, I put some industrial 3M tape on the air intake, so it's out of the way. Oh, that looks sexy. I like it. All right, so I'm gonna close this part up, and then I'm gonna get to work on why this damn thing broke. I don't want to go to the hardware store to get this damn thing, and then thinking I might just slice these off just to speed things up. But if I had to do a part 2, that's fine. But that's how you should do it. Make sure it doesn't have a draw on your battery. All right, so I'm gonna put the seat back up, and that's the end of that. Dude, this one handle sucks. Pause. So, all right, we're back. I have to reground it because I was struggling to put the seat on, but right now it's nice and clean. Okay, and the next part is just getting the terminals routed. As you can see here, gonna go via the brake lines just to do it right, and then we'll be coming back for another segment, but just to make sure that that ground didn't come loose. Okay, so far so good. Now working on the bar end, or the grips. Since it's just me, I'm gonna just let you know what I'm going to do, and then once I get these off, I'll show you the installation portion. If I get to it today, so be it. If not, I'll just have it archived. But that's the first thing. Everybody does it in a different order. I've seen folks do the bar ends first, in the grips, and then they put the housing. But I was always told, make sure electronically it works first before you start committing to these things. All right, so I'll be back with the tutorial. All right, folks, day 2, and it is cold for us in the New Jersey, PA, tri-state area. Shizzle, it is cold. And more reason for me to get this done. But I finally went to the hardware store to pick up a couple of items. What I did do was pick up, I guess, like a key set. And I loosened it, but I actually wanted to use this head right here, metric, and go from there. So making progress. You want to turn it towards the front of the bike to get that bar end off. So lefty loosey, righty tighty. You know, so don't mess it up. And I almost stripped the bolt in there. It was on there tight. I don't know what the heck was going on. But I also picked up some black zip ties. So when I do get in here, I can start, you know, making it look nice and clean and tucked away. One thing with the grips, I believe this is the, what is this? I believe that is the clutch or throttle. The throttle side is the small one. All right, this is the throttle side. This is the clutch side. So with this, where I want it wired, I want this extra down like right there, just kind of out of the way, because I'm going to kind of zip tie it against. I just want it to look seamless, if that makes any sense to y'all. But I just want it to go against with the brake line, and you know, take care of business there. The main thing, I would have the garage door open, but it's cold, and my bald head, I'm out here with no gloves on, because I kind of lose you know, touch sensation when I'm doing stuff, so I'd rather just do it with my hands. But just so you can see, yeah, you'll see it. Like, I'm gonna use that wire right there and just, you know, do a tag along, because you know me, for those of you who understand how dress I am, and that's my 3M tape. Let me make sure it cured, because I put it yesterday. Yeah, it got in there pretty good. And all right, looks good. All right, yeah. For me, I know I'm gonna ride a little earlier in the season, because with the weather outside now, I ain't doing none of that. But it's all good. But I'll be back once I get the bar ends off, and then work with taking the grips out. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna do, I guess, this section on the clutch side. Take a screwdriver, just shove it in there, and kind of work your way around. Like I said, I'm doing this one-handed, but if you do have like WD-40 or like hairspray, you can take like a little tube and spray it in there, lube it up real nice, and turn it, no, like The Rock. But yeah, that you just want to massage it through, and once you have all the, I guess, adhesive broken up, then you can start rolling back. But that's how I'm trying to, you know, get through the process. I'm gonna do this side first, and then, you know, work the other side. But yeah, like I said, one-handed is not fun, especially with the you know, the fact that I need both hands. But it's all gravy though. But just so you have a better look, you know, you don't have to tear it up, but I'm trying to preserve these just in case I want to take them off, you know. But yeah, if you want to like speed through it, take Gillette blade or box. All right, so camera died. Well, didn't die on me. My phone is running out of space. But like I said, I'm gonna do this part and then come back to the other side. So yeah, I'm gonna get the brain bucket for the GoPro, so I can just do everything while you're watching instead of recording off my cell phone. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You take that off, and then I'm gonna stick that clutch side in, and then I'll do a before and after. Then run a test, like when I move the bike on the stand further to the front. It's recommended on BikeMaster that you want the voltage at 14.5 or, like, you know, 14 or so to get the max benefit of the grips. So I think there is a draw on it, but we'll see. But I'm gonna get to work, and I'll bring you some of the intel, military wise. Okay, Predator page. I got this thing off. I'm going to recommend you use lube, like alcohol or something with like a tube to spray in there, because I had to use spit or whatever, and I got it out. But this thing was on there. But luckily there wasn't any like glue per se. But the OEM grips, once they're on there, they're on there. They're not going nowhere. You know, just so you know. So if you use like alcohol or something, and then it evaporates, it's gonna just sit on the bar. I'm not going through that with the throttle side, so that's a FYI. Use lube, get this screwdriver in there, lube it up real nice, turn that son of a bitch and stick it straight up somebody's monkey ass. But we'll be back. All right, my predators. I'm doing the throttle side now, just to give you a little thing. This is a 7/8. And there's a little bit of spacing there, so I might have to get new bar ends to cover that up. I'm very vain about that. However, this has been installed. I did the zip ties, everything. So it's like really well hidden, you know. So if you're looking at it from here, you can't tell that there's any wiring running around. Like I said, I used the zip ties and the harness to kind of keep everything nice and tucked. So I'm gonna kind of work. I might do some extra zip ties because you see now that I discovered that one wire is a little exposed. But the Kawasaki harness does have some fasteners you can kind of use, as you can see right there. So when I come back to that, I'm gonna touch it up. But make sure I got some soapy water to kind of get in here, and took the screwdriver, and now I have better lighting. You can kind of see I'm kind of going with the throttle, going forward. You know, you don't want to pull back on it or snap a cable and have something wrong going inside that assembly. All right, so once I get that off, this looks like it was coming off a little easy, but then I'll put the throttle side in, and I'll start concluding the video. All right, another piece of info. On the throttle side, you have that lip. I'm trying to make sure the camera's in focus. You have a lip in here that hooks up to that. Now, the throttle side cables. Oh, the throttle side actually is a little easier to work on. I don't know what the heck was going on the clutch, but another thing too, my grip was wearing away. I think I got like a vice grip. Pause, and for some of y'all with dirty thoughts, that's not why this was wearing away. You know, it gets a little more wear and tear, but here doesn't have that lip. I could carve it in if I wanted to, but I might grind that down, get rid of it, and then slide this bad boy in, and I should be good to go for the most part. But yeah, I'm nearing the end of the project. This is day 2. I didn't want it to go that long, but I mean, stuff happens and it's cold. So I'll be back with that grinded down, and then doing some testing. Grinded off that little lip section, and I'm gonna start putting on the throttle side. It wasn't that bad. It goes in pretty easy, but you know, I'm not gonna go through the redundancy of, you know, showing you like what I'm pretty sure other videos had. But once this is in place, I do want to point out that this lining right here, you kind of want to line it up where the cable, the end of the cable is pointing down. So when you're pulling it up, it'll kind of meet right up here. So yeah, pardon the debris. I had to, you know, the grinder, I try to blow as much off as possible. But in any case, I'll show you what that looks like in the end. But yeah, the positioning, and one thing I will say, the grips are really, like, they grip. I'm like, damn, they're better than my stock ones, the OEMs. You know, they're a little harder, but like if you have gloves and you're like really trying to get that nice little, grip on there, you'll be in business. So for those that have never seen that before, the throttle tube, yeah, I actually went a little too deep on that side, but I think it'll be fine overall. I will use the glue on this side because for the throttle, you don't want that slipping on you, so just FYI, and we'll continue. Alright folks, like I said, part of the debris because of the freaking I'm gonna wipe this down, but just so you know, I should have turned the flash on before, but I did my zip ties. Got the control box in the middle, got the heated grips with the zip ties going around with the existing wires. Right, so come around here, got the, I'm gonna get the spacers for this to take. I gotta wrap this up because first my toes are frozen. It's about 9 degrees, 10 degrees in here, so I'm gonna knock this out real quick. And plus the camera shut off on me, but everything is pretty much tucked away rather nicely. The grips are really cool. I'll do a test video, a part 2 to all of it, but that pretty much completes the install piece for the heated grips for the ZX14R. Just remember, on the throttle side, you have to take care of that lip. Yeah, the lip. So with that being said, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I will get you guys squared away. It's a little too cold, so I'm just gonna wrap things up, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Alright, so it took a little while, but they started to warm up. So at max heat, I'm feeling it more on the clutch side than anything. But I mean, they're in there and the grips feel really good. And that's at max heat for now. But being that it's a little after hours here, I don't want to get in trouble with my neighbors, so I'll do a product review and make sure that it's all good. But I'm always gonna leave it at high heat, especially for the bunny ride that's gonna be in April 20th. So if it's a little chilly, at least I'll have that. Yeah, now I'm starting to feel it. Oh, nice and toasty. If I have one of those heat guns, I can actually test that. Alright. Just checking one last thing. Making sure it's not a draw on the battery. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to do a product review later on once I'm actually able to ride and we're done with this cold snap. So make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. ZXpredator, Alex Lexus, I'm out.